children.
Hello, curious explorers on the island of knowledge. Which is bigger, the continent where kangaroos live, or our silver companion in the night sky? The answer might surprise you. It turns out that Australia is wider than the moon. I invite everyone to discover together how this is possible and what these measurements really mean. On the bridge of thinking, I met a rhinoceros and a butterfly. The rhinoceros was convinced that Australia could be stretched. He said that if all the kangaroos stood on its edges and started jumping in opposite directions, the continent would stretch like rubber. The butterfly, on the other hand, thought the moon was shrinking. He explained that every time a meteor hits the moon, it gets a little smaller, like a bitten apple, and that is why Australia seems bigger. I explained to them that Australia is not made of rubber, and the moon is not shrinking before our eyes. The truth lies in simply comparing their diameters, which means their width at the widest point. At the illustration pier, I met a sloth and a tiger. The sloth told me that once he floated on a raft from one end of a big lake to the other. It seemed like a huge distance. Later, he climbed a very tall mountain and saw the whole lake, and realized that compared to the entire island, the lake was just a small puddle. The tiger added that once he chased a very fast antelope and ran through the whole jungle. He was sure he had covered an unimaginable distance. Only when he looked at the island's map did he see he had only crossed a small part of it. I agreed with them that these were great examples showing how our perspective can change the way we see size and distance. By the mirror lake, I met a crab and a toucan. I decided to check their knowledge and asked what they knew about the width of Australia and the moon. The crab explained that the width of Australia from east to west is about 4,000 kilometers. That is a huge distance, similar to traveling through many countries. The toucan added that the diameter of the moon, which is its width, is smaller and is less than 3,500 kilometers. This means that if you placed the moon on top of Australia, there would still be plenty of space left on the sides. I praised them for their knowledge and summed up that even though the moon looks big in the sky, in reality its diameter is smaller than the width of the Australian continent. Dear explorers, today we discovered a surprising truth about the scale of our world. We learned that the Australian continent, measured at its widest point, is bigger than the diameter of the moon. This shows how appearances can be misleading, and how important it is to compare numbers to understand the real sizes of things around us. I hope this space and Earth fact will encourage you to keep discovering more. See you on the next adventures on the Island of Knowledge.